Good evening, everybody. I'm Baso. This is Adrian. Today, we're going to do exercise that help strengthen the lower back and also some dynamic stretches we're going to do before we get into the lower back. Now, the lower back is really sensitive. So before you even get into doing the lower back, you got to make sure you have some hip mobility, some thoracic spine mobility, whether it's lateral, side to side, whether it's front to back. You got to get all those in before you can even begin to do the back extension. So I have a piece of equipment called the Nordic stick. I love this one because it makes adjustments front down, also with the pedal, and also we're going to use a resistance band for a little resistance. So the goal on to this is be able to get to where you can do 100 reps, and the next day, as far as aggravation level on a scale of 1 to 10, it's only like a 2 or 3 when you do it. Now, this process will take up to a year to accomplish, and sometimes even 2 years. So it's not a rush. This is a long-term, a permanent fix for your lower back problems. So we work on our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes, our shoulders, but we don't really truly isolate that lower back and strengthen that lower back. And the lower back is not one to speed up and do it, because if you aggravate that back like a 6 or 7, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing for that whole rest of the week and maybe 2 weeks later. So that one is real sensitive because we're always engaging and using our back for everything. So you got to be real sensitive when it comes to doing that lower back. So before you do any of these, make sure you get a clearance to your doctor saying it's okay to do this exercise. So we're going to get started. We're going to do some dynamic twists for your spine. So Adrian's going to actually step right here, right in front of the machine. And instead of her feet being parallel, she's going to twist to the left. So she's going to angle her feet about 8 degrees or 10 degrees. Without lifting her feet, she's going to twist all the way. Both hands touch the wall and kind of lean into it. So she's going to do 25 to the left, 25 to the right. But when she goes to the right, she's going to angle her feet 8 to 10 degrees to the left, so opposite. So if you're going to go to the left, angle your feet this way. Yep. Give me 25 dynamics. Both hands touch the wall, lean into it. Good. So as she's doing the warm-ups, these are all warm-ups we're going to do before we get into the lower back strengthening or the back extension. So we're going to do a couple different variations of the back extension. So just follow along. If you have any questions, leave us a comment, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So she's going to do 25. Now you can break the dynamics up to 3 sets of 10, but we're trying to get that spine and that back opened up before we actually get into the workout itself. So you can follow along, pause, fast forward it, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Yep. All right. Once she hits 25, she's gonna keep your feet on the ground. All right, now go the other way. Now she's going to the right, so her feet is tilted to the left 10 degrees. So if her feet like this, it tilt a little bit to the angle. And try not to move your feet when you twist. So pretend they're super glued to the ground. Probably do it with your shoe socks. You sliding more with the shoes probably. There you go. And again, try not to lift your feet, pick your feet up. So you're gonna do 25, and we're gonna do a couple more dynamic exercises for your back before we get started. All right. The next dynamic, she's gonna get on the yoga ball, face me, come over here. You're gonna actually lay on the ball, not sit on it. So I'll hold your knee. So come over here on this side, lay on the ball. Yep. I'm gonna hold you down and you're gonna do 25 dynamics, reach all the way down to the ground. So you're gonna reach all the way down. Let's go. 1, yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's using a Swiss ball and we're just doing some dynamics for the spine before we actually get into the exercise. Same thing, we're going to do 25 reps. You like this one? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good job. So next one we're going to do is the cobra pose. We're not actually going to hold it. We're going to actually do the reps. So Adrian, you're going to lay on your stomach. That way they can still see you. Now head this way. Don't lift your hips up, only your top part. So what you're going to do 25, lay all the way down. Hips further down, so don't go as high. Hips down more, and then go down, and then come up. Good, like that. So she's going to do 25 cobra poses. If you see, her hips are not coming off the ground, more for the lower back. So she'll do 25 of those. So we demonstrated 3 dynamic exercises or stretches before we got into it. Side to side twist, or the lateral or the thoracic twist for the spine. Reach over on the yoga ball and the cobra poses. Now the cobra poses and the yoga ball are about the same. It's just that with the yoga ball you get a whole body, your whole spine involved in it when you do it. Uh-huh. Easy push-ups though. Not hard. Good. Now we actually get into the workout. So we'll take that mat, we'll move it out the way. So now we're actually going to do this is called a back extension. And the brand on this, you can go directly to the website itself. It's a Nordic stick. Pretty expensive, but out of all the ones I saw online, this is the best one for your money. So roughly costs about $450 plus tax. But I suggest everybody get one of these back extensions for your home. Again, I have a lot of different people use it, so I needed this one. They have a little bit cheaper ones that you can get if you're not trying to get too fancy, but you need to find one that's good for your height. So Adrian, go ahead and stand on this. No, facing this way. So we're going to adjust it, make sure it's hip height. So that's good. So what she's going to do, she's going to hold this position, arms crossed. She's going to hold it for 2 minutes. So that's our first exercise. Ready? Go. So during that process, in that 2 minutes, if this starts to hurt, on a level of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, if the aggravation starts to get a 2, go ahead and take a break. But if you can't go a whole 2 minutes without doing this, we're going to have to go to more baby steps. But this is the first indicator whether or not how many or how far you can do with the next exercise we get ready to do. So 2 minutes is the goal. Then after that, we'll go into the second exercise on this. on the back extension. How you doing? Good? No tension?
No what?
No tension?
No.
Good. 2 minutes. So again, before you get into doing these lower back extensions, this is your primary muscle being engaged. Your hamstrings and glutes are your secondary muscle being engaged as well. But before you get into this, make sure you have great hip mobility. Also core before you get into these exercises. All right, we're at 1 minute and 25 seconds. 30 seconds left. How you feel? Now, if you have to stop multiple times to do this, you can lower this down and it makes it a little bit easier to do. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and rest. So the next set we're going to do, we are actually going to do the back extension. So the first one, she's going to go as far down as she can and come up. We're going to do 15 reps with just her body weight. And then the second set, we're going to add a little bit of resistance. Again, before you get to this phase, make sure you got excellent hip mobility and actually good spine mobility as well, because the tighter your hips and tighter your back, you're not going to be able to do very much of these, whether you're holding it for 2 minutes or whether you do the actual back extensions. All right, ready? So when you go down, try to reach and touch your toes and come up. Don't go super fast. Let's do 15 reps. Yep. No, right there against the roller. Ready? Let's go. Reach all the way. Try to touch your toes. There you go. Up. 1. Try not to use momentum. Control. There you go. 2. You don't want to use momentum because something starts to pull. You're not going to be able to stop midway of something if you're going super fast. You always want to control it. Go slow pace. If you feel something ain't right, you can stop. Good. See how Adrian's good control. Not super fast, but not super slow. Good control movements. How many is that? 9. Let me know if you start to feel it. 10, 15, 11. Come up to my hand. 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Start to feel it? Nope. Good. Yeah, it's tight. So she did 15 reps. If you can't do 15 without stopping, like you stop at 4 or 5, that's an indicator that you need to work more on your mobility, whether it's in your mobility in your back, whether it's spinal thoracic twist, back, forward, need to work on that, and also your hips before you do anything like this. So again, the ultimate goal to this, there's different phases of this. So phase number 1 is to get to where we can do 100 reps without stopping. And then without the next day, your aggravation level on your lower back is like a 2, 2.5. 2, less than a 3 is manageable. You know you did a workout. You'll feel your lower back, be like, I did a little workout. But you want to be on that because it's going to affect the way you sleep, walk, stand. It's going to be irritable, very irritable. So keep in mind what you're doing. All right, Adrian, let's go. We're going to decrease the reps. We're going to go to 10 because we're going to add a little resistance to it. So this band didn't come with the equipment. This is something I added on. So ready? I wouldn't do the band starting off. Just stick to your body weight. Same thing. Reach and touch your toes. Give me 10. Nice control movement up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. How'd that feel? Good? Yeah. When did it start tightening up? Yeah. So, as you see, Adrian did it. A lot of people that do back extensions, they'll go down and fling their back. They'll try to use momentum. Take momentum out of it, because if you're trying to thrust up and something starts to pull, you're not going to stop midway of a fast movement that you're trying to thrust your body forward. So keep in mind, control. We're only going to do, as far as a video, even if this wasn't a video, because this is something new I introduced to my clients, we're only going to stick around anywhere between 35 and about 60 reps. We're not going to do more than that. Again, we don't want that back to be like the aggravation higher than the 3. As Adrian continues to do this, we'll progress, we'll add a little bit more, and eventually she'll be able to go 100 reps without stopping. Now, she's got good mobility in her hips. She got good core strength. As far as her spinal flexion, you saw that on the video with the dynamics, with the twist. She has good thoracic spine twist. So if you're angled and you can't touch the wall easily with 2 hands, this is not something you want to start off doing. But work on baby steps and work to this. This will help strengthen that lower back and help to alleviate a lot of back problems. All right, we'll do one more set. So hold up, I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit more tension on the second one. All right, same thing. We're going to do 10 reps. Remember, control, don't thrust. Ready? Reach down, touch your toes. Let's go up. Control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, Adrian. We're going to do more videos of this and more advancement with the back extensions, but again, this is just like an introduction to the back extension. So again, before you do any of this, you got to make sure you have good mobility, good strength in your spine, good thoracic spine mobility before you even start this. So it may be several months before you get into something like this. Again, the tighter your hips, the tighter that your mobility, you're not going to be able to bear much with this exercise. So keep all that in mind. We only did 35 reps today. It's okay. We're not trying to go overboard with it. This is a lifestyle. So if it takes us 6 months to get to 100 reps, or it takes us a year and a half, it's okay. Progressive, baby steps. So that way, again, that you put a lot of stress, that back always under tension, whether you work an office job, hunched over, or whether you do a physical labor job, that back is always under stress. So we don't want to add more stress. We do want to strengthen the lower back, but we don't want to add more stress to it where you can't work the rest of the week or you got to call in. So thank you, Adrian.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for tuning in, watching. A lot of this, you don't have to buy it. If you got a gym membership, you can actually go to the gym and do it at the gym. Try not to do no weight. Only reason we did resistance bands, Adrian been with me for a few years, so her core and flexibility is pretty good. So That's the reason why we add resistance bands. So when you do this, add your body, just stick to your body weight. I know you want to grab some weights and try it with the weights. Don't do no weights. Just go slow and control, and you'll see you don't have to have weights. You have to build up to that. So if you have any questions, leave us a comment. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.